hold the stars, yet still hold me. Your mercy flows eternally, and every breath returns and praise. My heart made whole for your name.
Every breath returns. Always be. Devotional series. Episode 12. You hold the stars, yet still hold me. Your mercy flows eternally, and every breath returns in praise. My heart made whole, all for your name. We have been in the middle of a battle. The last several episodes have walked us through the full weight of spiritual opposition, the thunder and the whispers, the torn and thin faith, the ash, the wounds, and the weight, and the wrong, and the fight still in us. We have named all of it honestly. We have not looked away from any of it. And through every bit of it, the declaration has held: nothing can steal, nothing can hide the light, nothing can change the love that set us right. And now the chorus turns, not away from what was just named, but past it, through it and out the other side, into something that those previous episodes were always building toward. Not just survival, not just the relief of having made it through. Something more than that. Something that could only be reached by going through everything we just went through, rather than around it. Praise. You hold the stars, yet still hold me. We have visited this image before, in the first chorus, where it landed as the cosmic personal paradox. The ruler of all things also holding us personally. The same hands that sustain the universe fixed on the individual. But it lands differently here, because now we have been through something. We have walked through the weariness and the doubt, the thunder and the whisper, the torn faith and the ash and the restoration. We have named the wounds and the weight and the wrong. And it is from the other side of all of that, from the place of having been held through every bit of it, that the image returns. He held the stars through all of it. The cosmos did not stop turning while the battle was in progress. The laws of physics did not suspend while the faith was torn and thin. The universe continued exactly as it always has, sustained, upheld, held in continuous being by the active will of the same God who was simultaneously descending into the ash, stirring the cold heart, restoring the torn faith, whispering the name. Both, at the same time, without either diminishing the other. And still, he held you through it. Not in spite of the battle, through it. Personally, specifically, by name, without once releasing his grip on the one he was also keeping the stars in place for. That is not a small thing. That is the whole thing. And it deserves to be felt, not just noted. Your mercy flows eternally. Every image of mercy we have encountered in this song has been active. Mercy writing the words when we could not find them. Grace igniting the dark below. Truth resounding as a steady flame. Mercy stirring the heart from ash. Each time, the mercy is moving, doing something, going somewhere, reaching into places it was not asked to enter, and doing what only it can do. And here, the image is a river. A river does not ask permission before it flows. It does not evaluate the worthiness of the terrain before it decides to move through it. It does not run dry in difficult seasons or hold back its water until conditions improve. It flows. Consistently, persistently, eternally. In the language of this lyric, without pause, without diminishment, without the volume ever dropping below what is needed for the ground it is moving through. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Lamentations 3:22-23. Never fail. New every morning. The mercy that was sufficient yesterday will be sufficient tomorrow, not because we managed it well, but because it flows from a source that does not run out. The source is not us. The source is not our faithfulness, or our consistency, or the quality of our spiritual life on any given day. The source is Him, and He does not run dry. But here is the thing about an eternally flowing river that changes everything about how we relate to it. You do not earn the river. You do not generate the river. You do not maintain the river. You simply live in it. You breathe it in. You let it do what rivers do, flow through and around and over everything. And the natural, inevitable, unstoppable result of living inside an eternally flowing mercy is that something happens to the person it is flowing through. They begin to overflow, and every breath returns in praise. This is the overflow, not a discipline, not a spiritual practice you add to the schedule because you know you are supposed to. Not the dutiful compliance of someone who has been told that praise is what Christians do, and so they do it. The natural, organic, inevitable response of a heart that has been held through the thunder and the whispers and the ash, that has been stirred and restored and made whole and set right, and has arrived here, in this moment, with full awareness of what it cost and who did it. Every breath, not just the Sunday morning ones, not just the intentional devotional ones where you have set aside the time and prepared your heart and arrived ready. Every breath, the ordinary Tuesday ones, the exhausted ones, the ones taken in the middle of an unremarkable moment in an unremarkable day. Every single one of them, returning to the one who gave them as an act of worship. This is what theologians sometimes call coram Deo, living before the face of God. The understanding that every dimension of life, every moment and action and breath is lived in the presence of and for the glory of God. Not just the explicitly religious moments, everything. The work and the rest, the eating and the sleeping, the conversations and the silences, all of it, when the heart has been made whole by a mercy that flows eternally, becomes a means of returning something to the one it came from. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. 1 Corinthians 10:31. Whatever you do. The scope of that is total, which means the scope of worship, properly understood, is also total. Not an event, a life. My heart made whole, all for your name. And here is where the doxological turn lands. And it lands on something that is both the most humbling and the most stabilizing truth in the entire chorus. All for your name, not all for our healing, though the healing is real. Not all for our comfort, though the comfort is genuine. Not all for our benefit, though we benefit beyond measure. All for His name, His glory, the declaration of who He is and what He is like, made visible through the mercy He extends and the restoration He accomplishes and the wholeness He creates in people who had nothing to bring Him but ash. And here is the extraordinary pastoral foundation of that, the thing that makes it more than a theological statement and turns it into the most unshakable ground a person can stand on. He will not let His mercies fail for His own sake. His name is at stake in your restoration. His glory is displayed through His faithfulness to you. The God who promised and who cannot lie, who said He would never leave or forsake, who declared that His mercies are new every morning, that God's own character is invested in the keeping of every one of those promises. He does not just want to be faithful to you, he is committed to it. His own name, the name that is above every name, the name at which every knee will bow, is bound up in whether or not his mercy continues to flow. Which means your security is not held in place by your grip on him. It is held in place by his commitment to his own glory. And that commitment is the most stable thing in existence. This is where the battle always ends. Not in survival, not in the exhausted relief of having made it through another round. Here, in the overflow. In the heart made whole lifting its voice, however quietly at first, however much it sounds like a whisper before it sounds like a song, and returning what it received to the one it received it from. Every breath is a gift. Every breath given back is worship. And the mercy flowing through you, eternally, without diminishment, from a source that has never once run dry, is the reason both of those things are true. All for his name, all of it, everything. Every ordinary breath of every ordinary day, returned, in praise, because he held the stars, and he still held you.
Not time, not tears, not earth, not sky could steal the love that lifts me high. You hold the world and still hold me.